America's not racist. They took my nappy hair and my whole family and America is definitely not 100% racist. Are there racist people? Like everywhere in the world. In the book of Ephesians, New Testament, chapter 4, verse 32 reads like this: be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Welcome back to the show. And why do I read that Bible verse? Why? Because we live in a world which is uncompassionate and literally unforgiving, waiting in the bushes for you to mess up once to come and attack you. I talk about this subject because the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, as you guys know, was a picture of his medical yearbook resurfaced him and another guy, one in a KKK suit and presumably him in blackface. Why do I say presumably? Because I think he hasn't admitted yet, but they say that he was known as Coon Man, and Coon is obviously the black guy, the guy in blackface. He also said he used to be a Michael Jackson impersonator and whatnot. Let me get into the subject and let's see how, as humans that we quote unquote are, we should be attacking this subject. We're living in America, a land of, right now is a land of unforgiveness, and it's particular to the left, the liberal left, which a whole bunch of Democrats are asking for this guy to come down. As a matter of fact, he said some detestable words, statements, and I think he's a horrible human being because, as you guys know, last week he also said that if in a botched abortion, if the baby's born, we should take it aside, make it comfortable while it's still alive, and between the mother and the doctors decide whether we kill the baby, which murder, infanticide, right? Horrible human being just for that alone. But forget that and let's talk about this issue of racism. In college, when I was studying history, I was studying a certain event that happened in the past, and I was attributing the way I feel now and my moral values now in the 21st century to something that happened in the 19th century or 18th century. And my professor corrected me. He said, you cannot do that. The way they felt back then is different than the way they feel today. Same thing a couple years ago. Are you the same person when you were 15, 16 years old? And this is what we take into account. There's a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of artists that have done things which are meant to get a reaction from people. Ralph Northam, I actually did that to get a reaction from people, and that's what he got. Back then, it wasn't that much of an issue. Why? Because first of all, this even got vetted through whoever does the yearbook. Whoever picked that picture approved of the picture, and they put it in there. So not only did he, I don't know if he necessarily approved because he said that he didn't pick the pictures, but somebody picked the picture and thought it was funny and controversial, as a lot of people have. Like comedy right now is dying because we are trying to be politically correct. We cannot crack, as they say in the hood. We cannot crack on each other, make laughs of each other based on our color of our skin and our culture, whatever it is, which I think we should be making fun of each other. We should be making light of who we are. Because if not, I'm telling you, liberals are bored people. But anyway, so they bring this into the future and they want to condemn this man for wearing something which I think me personally, me, Christian Valentine right now, I would not have done that because I think it is insensitive. Obviously not him because he did it. So are we going to crucify him for something that he did in the past? Can he just say, forgive me, it was unsensitive? And could we move on? But we are not seeming to do that. America is turning to a place where, to some people, not to all, obviously, we do not forgive. I was reading somewhere, hearing somewhere. They said that the only reason Obama was president is because of guilty feeling white people. Why? Because they voted for him to show the world that we in America are not racist. And I'm going to tell you right now, America's not racist. They took my nappy hair and my whole family, and America is definitely not 100% racist. Are there racist people? Like everywhere in the world. So these white people voted Obama in. Let's say without the white vote, nobody becomes president in the United States, right? They voted him in to let the whole world know that we are not racist, because he wasn't qualified, to my knowledge, of having, I don't know, I think he was maybe like a couple of years, maybe a senator, or maybe 1 year. That's about it. So they voted him based on the color of their skin. So they say. And I think there might be some truth to that. You know, some people probably did. Now let's talk about some of the mainstream actors that are out there today, right now. Should these people lose their jobs and their livelihood? Again, there's a lot of them that I don't agree with them politically wise, and I don't agree with their values, but should they lose their the way they put food on the table? For example, Jimmy Fallon, back in the day, wore blackface to portray Chris Rock. Jimmy Kimmel wore blackface to portray Karl Malone. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., the movie Tropic Thunder, he portrayed a black man. Who else? Joy Behar from The View, super liberal. I do not like her views. I do not at all whatsoever. She in The View, I think 2 years ago, said that she went to a party as a beautiful black woman. She actually looks good in that picture too. Should we hold these people? Should and there's more people. Throw these livelihood away. Unforgiving. What you guys think? Should we forgive? I think so. Guys, forgive your brother.
Really? You made it to the end of the video? Congratulations. You have no life. Go check out one of my other videos. Sub to the channel. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Check out my other social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I do have a life, so I'm not going to be that active, but follow me on there. God bless. Godspeed. Me, Valentine. I'm out.